Yo, dude, one of your places is on fire over here, I think. Just want to let you know. They look pretty bad, but I wanted to get on video for you. Just over there. First I thought it was the gas station, but as I got closer, I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's place. I just want you to know, man. We got a mess to clean up today. All right, so in a weird turn of events, I actually was driving by as one of my buddy's investment properties was literally on fire. So he actually had just bought this mobile home park. Luckily, he didn't actually own that home, but it now has become his responsibility to get rid of it. Turns out it was actually arson, or suspected arson.
Allegedly.
And they're still looking for the guy they think did it. But in the meantime, he's left a mess, and ironically, we're the ones who get to clean it up.
I didn't do it!
Woo! Unfortunately, with how hot that fire got, it made a pretty big mess. So I'm looking forward to the demo because I love doing demos, but something tells me this thing is just gonna be kind of disgusting. Well, I guess Keegan's getting our dumpster. He's ahead of schedule, so that's good. Let's take this opportunity to talk about today's sponsor, actually. No, not them. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know all about our friends over at Docket. They have been essential to our growth. And because of them, we're able to do things that not all other dumpster companies can do because they're stuck in the past. It's all about staying on top of our game. And the best thing is, while I'm over here setting up for a demo, I've got Keegan still running dumpsters, keeping up with our customers' demand. I can keep Keegan on task, and I can continue to look for more opportunities. And that's all it's about. It's about being as efficient as possible and providing the best customer service possible. If I can cut down on phone calls and allow people to book their own dumpsters, and I can then just drag and drop tasks for Keegan and myself so I can stay on task, it's amazing. Docket's been a game changer for us. Without them, we'd just be another dumpster company trying to do it with paper and pen. And that doesn't stand out from the competition. Make sure to take a look at the link in the description. If you want to upgrade your business, if you're in the dumpster business or junk removal space, you got to get Docket. And we'll give you the opportunity to set it up for free. You can actually see a free demo from Docket, no pressure. Just see what you're missing. See all the capabilities that are in one system. And then from there, if you want to go with them, they will actually waive the startup fee, which will save you nearly $600 by itself. You get your website, you get your online booking, you get your payment tracking, you get your payment processing, you get your invoicing, all in one system. Take a look at the link in that description, and let's get back to the video. Oh, you hear that? I ain't going nowhere. I think we need a little bit of grease. I love this thing. Does that not look like a money-making setup to you? I think we're ready to roll out. Yeah, this place is nasty. You can like smell it in the air, and this has been sitting for almost a week now, and it's just, it's just gnarly. It stinks. I know this isn't gonna be fun. It's gonna make a mess, but some quick observations. We got a metal roof. We got a refrigerator. We got a stove. We got washer and dryer over there. We've got HVAC, and we've got multiple toolboxes. So a lot of this stuff I'm gonna pull off to the side, and I'm gonna save it for a scrap dumpster, and really just to keep it out of the dumpster we're gonna be using for the trash. Because I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot of handwork once we get all of the ash and everything on the ground. It's just gonna make a mess, and there's rain coming soon. So the last thing I want is this all to get rained on again. There's just a crazy amount of tools and stuff in here. Alternator, I don't know if the guy that used to live here was a mechanic of sort. I probably shouldn't touch a whole lot, but burned up tools, car parts. There's just, I mean, one toolbox, two toolboxes, three toolboxes. I think there's one more in there. It'll be interesting what we find throughout here. Look at that. The Ryobi charger, as much as you guys hate Ryobi, it lasted. It survived. Look how hot this fire actually got. It melted the siding off of here, this metal siding. So I mean, it was rolling. Look at what survived. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my. Yep. Set this off to the side. We'll keep that. You think those speakers work over there? Ugh. So the nice thing is, it looks like all the utilities have been marked. Everything says it's good. We've got the gas line obviously running up to the gas meter, which has been pulled. We need to disconnect the gas line so we don't yank on what's in the ground here. And the electric, I don't think we really have to worry too much about it, because she gone. Look at this, whole pole melted. So power used to come from that pole to here, and then from there underneath. I don't think there's anything here we need to worry about. Only other thing we got to find is the water line, which I have a general idea of where that's at, but we'll double check it's disconnected, and we'll start tearing into this. Well, I feel like I'm using everything I own to get this job done, because we're going to take this bad girl too, because take a look, she's already partially loaded with scrap, and I think we could easily fill her up with some of the stuff that's over there. I didn't really used to be big into keeping a whole lot of scrap, but lately we've just had so many jobs that had a lot of it that it's just made sense. So I guess we're going to keep that trend going. It's been so cold lately, she hasn't moved, so let's hope she starts. Oh, like nothing! I've had trouble starting my diesels lately in the cold. Obviously today it's warmed up quite a bit, but this thing didn't care at all. Old Faithful on her way. Put in some work. I feel like the setup for this is going to take longer than the demo. Okay, so we've got dumpster 1 here. This will be for a little bit of the trash. And then we've got scrap metal dumpster over here. That's kind of what we've been using the old truck for lately. So we're going to start by pulling out some of these appliances, probably that HVAC, and even parts of this roof. I think I'm going to try to yank that off, fold it up nice and tight into a ball, and shove it in there. That way we can get those big pieces out of the way. We'll load that back up, move it out of our way, and then we'll start getting the trash out. Well, then the next time we need this will be once we get to the frame, but we got to get all this stuff off before we can even get to the frame. All right, so we just cut all of the power line. We got the power line cut, the gas line cut, the water line cut, and the waste line cut. That way we don't yank anything out of the ground that we shouldn't have. Now it's time to start tearing into it.
Maybe not so fast.
We're right in the middle of trying to get all this done, and then all these people show up and they're literally sorting through everything. They've been told for days that this was going to happen, but now they're asking me to load stuff into their trucks and get stuff out of the way. I mean, they're crawling underneath of my excavator while I'm doing it. I mean, this is delaying everything. This is kind of weird. Now they're digging that toolbox out, and that thing's huge. I get it, you know, I mean, it's their stuff, or somebody's stuff. I'm not honestly sure. They said they're here to get it for their friend, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm just here to tear down a trailer. We'll get to tearing this thing down eventually. Maybe. Jeez, what a weird turn of events. I just don't even know. Look at that. Peeled the roof right off. Go ahead and get this thing down. That way we keep all of our mess to one side. Look at that, it crumbles. Jeez, this is nasty, so dusty. All right, from here what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna start peeling this roof off. That way we can get to the appliances, the tub, the HVAC, get all of that pulled out into the scrap dumpster, and then we can start actually loading the trash. Before we get into the trash, we're definitely going to need to get a respirator or like a paper mask because the amount of dust that is kicking up is overwhelming, even with the cab. And I need to sometimes yell out the window at people passing by. They're literally getting right behind my excavator and parking their car, and I got to open the window and this dust is flying everywhere. Just got to protect ourselves, you know? Got to turn the AC on in here. What's crazy is it was in the negatives last week, and now I'm inside of a cab turning the AC on. So weird how that works around the Midwest. But we got all this scrap we're really tearing into now. We're gonna kind of take it. This trailer's kind of long, so we gotta take it and then move it to the other side. But we're trying to keep all of the debris on the trailer. The last thing we want to do is have a huge debris field around here where people are driving by, people are walking. So we got to cut down on as much debris spread as possible. So take this, we'll spin move straight from the trailer to the dumpster. And can't go flinging it because obviously we do have a home that's occupied on that back side right there. So we got to be careful. That's one more appliance. One thing I'm super happy about it is there are no power lines directly above me. I'm so used to working under power lines. I'm looking up above my head over and over again, and this time really don't need to be worried about it. It's kind of refreshing to know that I can just kind of lift stuff up as high as I want, fold it, do whatever I need to. Very, very comfortable. Let's pack the rest of this metal down. That'll be a full dumpster full of metal. One less thing that has to go to the landfill. Saves us some room too. All right, I think it's time. Getting nasty. This part's not fun. I can already tell. Red Bull. Gives you wings or something.
Not much left. Alright guys, Clayton's got most of the scrap metal gone. Maybe a couple pieces here and there, but right now we got a lot of trash to start putting in this dumpster. Here he comes trying to pick me up. So we got the old Ford here. Gonna be taking care of the scrap metal dumpster that Clayton's been using it for lately. It's been crushed down a couple of times, but I think he's got room to crush it a little bit more. Have a lot more scrap out of this one than I think we planned on. Right now he's getting a lot of the trash knocked out. As you can tell, it really doesn't look like a mobile home anymore. Got all the walls down, couple of pulls on the backside that he can't reach quite yet. He's got one wall left over on the far side that he's working on now. And yeah, we just got to the front of that dumpster. He's still got plenty of room over there that he's gonna be working on for a little bit, but it's going pretty smooth so far. As you guys saw, it had a little delay when we had some visitors come by and want to get some stuff out of it, but all in all, it's been going pretty smooth. A lot of crap to pick up. As you guys saw, Clayton just ripped out that subfloor, and you start to see the frame that we're gonna have to mess with after a while. You got the I-beam running through there, and then you got all these metal supports that are running through. And once we get all this wood off, which this is what there's tied in on the sides too. Once we get all that wood off, we're gonna have that big old frame. This whole length starts here, runs all the way back. We're gonna have to cut up and bend. That way it'll fit in this dumpster, and we can take it to the scrap. Clayton got the old frame cleared up. Now he's trying to break it in half, and it looks like he's about to do some grinding.
We got most of the scrap metal. Half of the trailer is basically in here, at least the metal side, and that's what's left of the trash. This way tomorrow when we show up, since we're losing daylight, we got started a little late. When we get here tomorrow, we're just scooping trash because I wanted all this metal out of my way. We are 2 blocks away, truly 2 blocks away from the closest scrapyard. So what we are going to do is take all this, dump it there, because this would not be a load that you want to go down the highway with. So we're strapping it as best we can. We'll turn the hazards on. We'll get it there 10 minutes before they close. It's heavy. She's heavy. This couldn't have been a better spot for this to have been at, because we're gonna cross these train tracks right here, and then the scrapyard's gonna be right on our left. We're definitely getting some looks as we go down the road. Maybe it's just because the truck's cool, but I'm gonna guess it's not the reason. Guess we gotta be able to get the door open, right? Man's thinking. Big girl's gonna get it, just nice and slow. Perfect. What did I say? 250 bucks was the guess? $254. Well, that's at least over a ton of stuff that didn't have to go to the landfill, that we didn't have to pay for. Saved us a trip there too, basically. Well, let's get back to it. Alright, decided to work an hour longer. There's so many people coming in and out here, running into this shed. I wish I would have got it on film. I was so focused on this. Somebody literally ran under my excavator arm to get into the shed. Somebody different than was here earlier. So I don't know the family dynamic or the friend dynamic, but it is kind of odd. Not my business though. I'm here to tear down the mobile home. And right now we've got one load that is full with trash. Getting dumpster 1 loaded, getting out of here. On the road. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Last night I made sure to get that dumpster out of the way here, because if you know anything about the dumpster business, if you leave a dumpster somewhere, especially in a community of sorts, it kind of becomes everybody's dumpster. Even if it's completely full, you'll have people stacking stuff at the top. I actually had somebody come up and ask me if they could strap their couch that they wanted to throw away to the top of the dumpster, and we could ratchet it for you so you don't have to. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So this morning Keegan started out and he grabbed the Kenworth. He's getting that bad boy emptied for us, then coming back so we can get the rest of this trash in. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get that frame into the scrap dumpster, and then I need to start tearing into those sheds over there and get them to this pile of trash. And from there we'll pack that thing up and start doing all the cleanup.
Oh yeah.
Look who rolled up. Keegan's got our new dumpster. He's gonna get it in place. The landfill say anything?
No.
No?
Nothing. A couple guys asked, but
They're like, that thing stinks.
yeah.
Makes you nervous?
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, you're usually in the trailer.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it. Back in action. Keegan's out of my way. We're gonna start loading this bad boy. Since we added tearing those sheds down to the bid, I'm just not sure it's all gonna fit into this one dumpster now. So we almost got it all in 2 dumpsters. This is all we got left, but I have absolutely stuffed this one. So Keegan's gonna get this loaded up in the Kenworth. We're gonna get it out of here. The good thing is we've got a junk removal job later today. So what we'll do is we'll load the rest of this into that next dumpster, and then we'll use the rest of it for the junk removal job. It's gonna work out. One more load out of here. We're back from lunch. Keegan's here with the dumpster. It's time to get the rest of this in there. Looks like he swapped trucks. Ah, because he brought me a smaller dumpster. Yeah, that makes sense. Shout out to Brock the last few days. Yep. He was just here to film a little bit. He said, oh, I'll come film you while you tear down that project. It looks fun, but shoot, he's gotten his hands dirty a few times.
Couple times.
Yeah, you go ahead and play with that. It's your turn. Keegan just seems way more familiar with the trailer, way more comfortable. You really like the trailer, don't you?
Just because I've been driving it for
yeah, you've been doing it for 2 years, and you like bumping that stereo, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a new stereo in that Kenworth, and
we'll
drive it every day.
Yeah. Just a little bit of stuff left. Hardly anything to really worry about, but we got to get this place ready for the new home. And there goes the final load of trash. Do a little bit more, get rid of some concrete. Hey, guy who owns this part.
What's up?
So all the foundation blocks were totally useless, so we're gonna get rid of those real quick too. Brock breaking into his natural habitat there with the rake. So we got Kyle here. Kyle actually did us a solid and came with the dump truck because he has a place to dump it all, but what do you think, Kyle? Does it look better than it did?
Looks a heck of a lot better than it did. There used to be a house right there.
Yeah, do you want to tell us what are the details you know about this place?
All I know is that I was actually at church and my phone started blowing up and I got texts from multiple people, pictures of a fire. One of them was you.
Yep, I saw it.
And the manager that I have over here called me, and she called me multiple times, and when she does that, I know something's going on. So anyways, house caught on fire. You know, nothing was really known at first, but then the investigator suspected something was going on, so they looked into it further. Checked all the cameras, the neighboring properties. They more or less caught the guy.
Oh, they did find him? Or they know who he did it?
They know who it is.
Okay.
So it's arson. It was arson, and they were looking for him as of a couple days ago. They still couldn't find him.
So we got an arsonist on the loose.
Yeah, arsonist on the loose. And unfortunately, you know, homeowner, of course, doesn't have any insurance.
No.
So, you know, and I technically could file a claim on my insurance, but we're not going to do that. So it's like all money that comes out of pocket. So these are the things you don't plan for. You know, in my little spreadsheet, when I bought the property, I'm like,
arson wasn't on it?
You know spending $5,000 to clean up an arson's mess was not on there. So
yeah.
That's how it goes.
I can imagine.
Yep.
Well, man, I'll let you out of here. Thanks for letting us use the dump truck.
Thanks, guys.
One less trip we had to do.
See ya.
See you next time. The space is by no means perfectly clean yet, but considering what we started with, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. All right, guys, we're done for now. It's gonna need to dry up a little bit, then we're gonna get some more dirt in. But as of now, I'm out of here. We're calling it. It looks way better than it did before. Hopefully we don't have any more arson calls. These are nasty, but if we do, we know what we're doing. I'll catch you next time. Make sure to check out that merch if you haven't already. I mean, help support the channel. It's bigger than we ever expected it would ever be, but we're here because of you guys. Keep grinding, y'all. We got more work to get to.